Alright guys, I got you walking back from the Apple Store through Central Park, hoping to check out the new iPhone X to be able to bring you even better videos, but it's not ready yet. And yesterday, I received the most feedback I've ever gotten, the most replies from an email I wrote that obviously makes a difference. And that was the two inherited mindsets that most chiropractors have. Not because you were born with it, because you were fed it and influenced it, schooling, seminars, probably those two. And the first one is the redheaded stepchild to medicine. And you know that's a term of speech, nothing against redheads or stepchildren, but that chip on the shoulder that so many chiropractors have, that as chiropractors, through schooling, through the seminars, everything in comparison to the medical doctor, in comparison to how you treat or take care of this condition. Oh, by the way, I was hoping to give you some good sights of the leaves changing, but it's not happening in New York City yet. I don't know, maybe it's the pollution, but sorry about that. So many chiropractors, and I know I've had this, still have it to an extent, when you're mixed up on why you're taking care of the patient, what the true purpose of chiropractic is. And this has nothing to do with straights, mixers, modalities, absolutely fine. Yet, if you have the red-headed stepchild chip on your shoulder, patients can feel it. When you're either bashing medicine or trying to avoid it, listen, medicine has their issues and problems, everyone knows that. But there's a difference between people acknowledging that, like all the deaths from this drug, the fact that these pharmaceutical manufacturers or lobbyists are going to prison, like I just saw in the news 2 days ago. When you have that chip on your shoulder, people can sense it and feel it, even if you're not bashing medicine, and it's either lowering your status because there's a feeling of like uncertainty. You know what it is, whether it's from family, friends, colleagues, profession, when someone's like, oh, are you a doctor or a chiropractor? Oh. Or, oh, you know, my back hurts. Listen, it's inherent. If you're a chiropractor, it's been ingrained in us. Professors, seminars, the general public. It's not your fault. You weren't born like that. It's just been pressed onto us. But you got to realize when you take that and you act on it, and patients may understand and agree with what you're talking about, but it doesn't mean they're going to act on it after 40 years of being indoctrinated with their parents, their teachers, their medical doctors, all the commercials. 40 years. You know, the sign in your office, on the whiteboard or the blackboard, the handout you give them, the 35-minute lay lecture to start care is not going to radically change their paradigm on healthcare. They may nod their head and fist pump as well, like you do at the seminars, but when it comes down to it, when their child gets a stuffy nose or a fever, they're still going to the medicine cabinet, they're still going to the pediatrician before coming to get adjusted 99.9% of the time. I'm not saying there aren't those really elevated and evolved parents that say, oh, let me get my child adjusted first and let it pass naturally because it's not really that big of a thing. It's a fever. But be careful when that chip on your shoulder comes off. Not comes off like you're shedding it, like comes off through your communication, through your energy. Because two things happen. One, people don't want to be in that environment, even if they agree with you. No one wants to be around someone who's like righteous like that. So be careful about that. And no one wants to refer other people to someone who may be righteous and tell them they're parenting wrong or they're taking care of their body wrong. Second is, just coming from that mentality is a feeling of you're not good enough. And that comes off to patients like, oh, this doc doesn't feel he's good enough because he's competing with the medical doctors, the orthopedist, or the PT, or whatever it may be. And no one wants to be taken care of and led and pay a doctor who isn't 100% certain of what they're doing, with all the confidence in the world, without having to make them wrong for other areas of life that they're in, or the predominantly understood and accepted way to take care of ourselves, even if it may not always be the best way. So really look at that. How much of that do you have? If you're a chiropractor, you've got it in some respect or another. I know, it sucks. But you can get above that. Now the opposite end, which is still the same issue, it's like two sides of the same coin, is the overinflated ego of, again, the fist pumping, the green book pounding. You get a room full of 300 chiropractors and you think, You are ordained to deliver this service, and it's the only quality health service or expression of life service out there, and that nothing else comes close, and everyone should just do what you do and forget everything else. So you got to be careful of that mentality too, because it's just as much of making people wrong for all the other stuff that oftentimes is very beneficial. It's not chiropractic, but it doesn't have to be. There are many, many healthy things to do, all natural services and modalities. It doesn't have to be adjusting subluxation. So you've got the righteousness, like this is the best thing, and I'm ordained, and I'm the most magical healer in the world, which the only people that are going to respect that are the ones that had the miracle case. And then you have the redheaded stepchild, chip on the shoulder. Why doesn't insurance reimburse me as much as the PT or the orthopedist? Or why, when I call into the insurance company, a nurse is denying my claim? What do they know about what I'm doing and what that patient needs? Come to the middle. Pull back from both of those edges, come to the middle, and you can have the most certainty and confidence and leadership coming from a place of you know exactly what you do, you know the benefit it has on the body. It's not the only thing available in the world. It has nothing to do with competing with medicine. And you can deliver coming from right here, delivered through here, all the certainty, confidence, love, and respect for those new patients, showing them what's possible for them in their life. And it has nothing to do with not doing medicine or being better than medicine or being different than medicine. And it has nothing to do with, oh my God, I can't believe you're 50 and you've never understood or discovered what subluxation is. Like, you know, you should be upset at your parents and your doctors and your teachers because no one's ever told you this. Neither of that. Come right through here. You know the difference you can make in your patients' lives when they get better from whatever is driving them into your practice. And you're only going to really know when you ask the right questions and find that out from them. And when you position everything, your mindset, your focus, on you are the best at what you do, doesn't mean you have to be better than others. You focus on what you do and the difference it's going to make in their life, rather than all about chiropractic and all its drama and all its craziness. You focus on that, your patients will feel that. That's what they want to refer to. That's what they want to be led by. That's what they want to pay and invest in, even if they thought and hoped insurance would have paid. When you have that groundedness and centeredness, and even if they say, I don't think I could do it, it's not for me, you move on to the next, as long as you know you gave them your absolute best truth and certainty. You weren't needy, you didn't make them wrong, you're not badgering them. You can come off like a doctor they've never ever experienced, even if they have no understanding of what you do or how you do it. But they can feel your truth in your heart here without being righteous and without being the underdog. That's what's beautiful about being a patient-centered, certain, confident chiropractor. That's what I love sharing with chiropractors worldwide, no matter what technique, no matter what your philosophy, no matter what your location. So, if you like what I'm sharing, make sure to click follow or friend me, be able to see more videos, and check out patientmastery.com and a full presentation on what patient-centered communication really is and what it looks like, and a way to recommend care, like actually lay it out, that's 100% ethical and congruent for both you, the patients, for everyone, which I haven't seen in the profession thus far, and makes it so much easier for patients to say yes, pay you, tell other people about you, stay with you, and feel enthusiastic about investing in your care rather than sold into investing in your care or like there's no other option. So definitely go to patientmastery.com, watch that presentation. If you need anything, you know I'm right here. Only want the best for you. Alright guys, I'm gonna get in before it starts raining, and one last view of Central Park with not too many leaves changing. Alright, be well guys.